Hey there, everybody! Welcome to our new edition of Big Brother 23 live feed spoilers. Now, at the time of this recording, the veto ceremony has not transpired, but it would probably take, I don't know, some sort of mind possession or some supernatural phenomena to actually have some drama in this veto ceremony today.
Yeah, Christian won the veto, and let's be honest, he's not going to use it. He's not going to change his nominations. He's fine where he is. So we thought we'd come on a little bit earlier. Normally we wait until, veto is all done. But we know it's not going to change, so we're here a bit earlier today.
We have a couple of interesting things to discuss as well, including Whitney's strategy. And then also a Big Brother Love Island crossover.
Oh boy.
There's a lot of oh boys that are going to be going on in this video, so just prepare yourselves accordingly now.
Yep.
And also prepare yourselves to get all sorts of other Big Brother videos by hitting that subscribe button. Also, we have Bachelorette coverage. We're looking at Power Book 3, Raising Canaan, Animal Kingdom. We've got a lot of fun stuff. It's been really exciting seeing all of you join the channel. We appreciate it more than our words can ever tell you. And even Mr. Plantacular back there, he is singing with joy. It's just a very quiet singing. You can't quite hear it.
What does it sound like?
I am singing with happiness. Okay, don't stop watching the video now.
Okay, so we also have just a little bit of sort of YouTube housekeeping. We posted a message about this on our community tab, which we're pretty active over there. So if you're ever if you don't see us chatting a lot and you're wondering what's going on over on the community tab, we do try to post as much as we can about things that are going on. So I guess it's been a couple weeks now.
Yeah.
We got a message from YouTube because we comment a lot. If you've been here with the channel with us for a while, we comment to you guys all the time. It's part of why we do this channel and why we enjoy this channel is because we get to talk to other people that enjoy the same shows as us, because we don't have a lot of other people in our life that enjoy the same shows as us, like American Horror Stories, which I'm really enjoying, but instead my friends are either not watching or they hate it. So it's been really fun being able to talk to everybody. But a couple weeks ago, we got a notice from YouTube telling us that we are commenting too much. We are spamming the comments. So we've taken a little bit of a break. So if you've noticed that we're not commenting the way that we were, that's what's happening while we go and talk to YouTube about what is actually going on, because we're not spamming, we're talking to you guys, and everything that we say is from one of us. So one of the solutions that we have going on right now is that we are chatting more over on our Instagram, which is Matt and Jess TV. I'm sure you guys have heard me plug it here a few times, but we've been actively talking about shows over there in the comments section a little bit more until things are resolved here. So if you do want to talk to us a little bit more and get more feedback with us, that's the place to do it. Not in the DMs. We don't answer private messages. It's sort of just a rule that we've put in place for ourselves. But yeah, go on to some of the pictures. You don't have to talk to us about pictures of Coco or Mr. Plantacular.
Yeah.
You can talk to us about what's going on with Big Brother, and that is a place that we are actively answering people until things are figured out. Thank you for the PSA, guys, and having your ear. And now, Big Brother live feeds.
And now Whitney saying that this is the best transition possible for the most ridiculous thing imaginable. So I'm going to do an impression now of Whitney's strategy moving forward the rest of the week. Hey, would you like to keep me in the house? Look how seductive I am being.
Are you flirting?
Okay, listen. That is what she is trying to do. I'm not saying I'm good at it, but that is she is going to try to flirt with the guys. She's acting as though she hasn't been flirting with Xavier an obnoxious amount already. And this is her way to stay in the house. This is the hey strategy.
So for all of you who are wondering what it's like to get hit on by Matt, there it is. There it is. Hey.
For those people who did not quit the video with the Mr. Plantacular singing voice, they're all gone now. I'm sorry, but listen.
I'm not sorry. That was worth it all.
Let me just point out that this is not going to work for Whitney, and she's going to inevitably be evicted. And so this is how successful the strategy really is. It is completely...
It's as good as it is here.
There you go, everybody. So there's your update. I'm joking.
No. Okay, so Whitney wanted Derek X to be the replacement nominee. I mean, that wasn't really gonna happen.
No, Whitney, she does not have any sort of strategic game. Like, that's the real issue here, and that's why...
No, she's drawing dead on this one.
Yeah, it's like, I like Hannah. I find Hannah to be entertaining and all of that, but there's no denying in my mind that Hannah is a much bigger threat in the game than Whitney, because Whitney is not going to be dangerous strategically. She's not going to be dangerous socially. Her go-to move right now is flirt with Xavier.
Yeah, she is not a threat. She just, when she goes, there's no like big allies that are gonna be like, oh man, we really lost on that one. It's just kind of, she really is kind of just floating on her own. And honestly, she kind of has been this whole game.
This is a good side-by-side comparison now of Whitney versus Hannah's game, where on Whitney, you've got her off... I can't believe I'm doing this again. So you have Whitney up on one side doing that.
Oh, right, the glasses. Hey.
There you go. You gotta go full hey. But if she's off...
And you gotta point at the person you're flirting with.
Yeah, that way it's very, very clear
what
God. Exactly they're doing. Someday I'm going to train people to
Please
go out into the
unsubscribe.
wild and do this. No, but okay, Whitney is off doing this. And then Hannah, she's just off sort of reciting like how much she knows about the season so far, like to the point where Tiffany is just like, whoa, you got to chill this out a little bit, Hannah.
Yeah, which is a kind of a strange move as well. I mean, yeah, you want to show that you... care about the game and that you care to be there, because typically if you just don't care, that's like, all right, goodbye sort of thing, see you later, Travis, nobody remembers you. But at the same time, you don't want to target yourself a lot and be like, oh, okay, Hannah really knows this game quite well, she's been paying attention, do I want to sit at the end with her while she's remembered everything, and maybe I haven't been studying as much because I've been too busy flirting with everybody. All right, maybe that's a problem. So yeah, Tiffany's kind of like, okay, pump the brakes here, just play it a little bit, cooler than this. You don't need to show everybody how smart you are.
All right, so we're gonna get off of the Whitney as a subject of conversation now, because now we're going to move over to a real interesting narrative of the past 24 plus hours, which is now that Sarah Beth is somehow the danger and that she is the one who knocks in the Big Brother house at this point.
She's a little bit dangerous. I mean, people really like her. She's really close to Kylan. I mean, it's not that crazy that people are going to have to start looking elsewhere. Once Whitney is gone, it's kind of like, okay, well, who is next?
I think there's something to be said for Big Brother players, at least like putting on the perception of being sort of malleable and being sort of, hey, I'll go with the flow.
Hey, I'll go with the flow.
Okay, that's what Whitney is hoping people are like in response to her strategy, but it just feels like Sarah Beth is a little bit too stubborn with her desire to get Hannah out of the game, and I think if you come across as someone who can't be manipulated, like, all of a sudden that looks dangerous. Like, no offense to you, Christian, you're really good in competitions, but I feel like you come across as someone who can probably be manipulated more than Sarah Beth.
Yeah, you have to be able to adapt in this game. It is the biggest plus that somebody can have going into this game. You have to be able to shift. And if you can't, you don't win. It's just kind of the way that it goes. And she pushed really hard and sort of wanted to die on this hill that Hannah's got to go out. But yeah. I mean, she is part of the Cookout Alliance. Of course, Sarah Beth does not know about this. So she's has an uphill battle anyway. She just doesn't have all the facts. So I understand why she's kind of getting frustrated, wondering why nobody's listening and what is going on. And if I was Sarah Beth, I would at that point kind of start to wonder that, okay, why is everybody so hard against Hannah? Something's going on, so now it's time for me to back out the door and just stop.
Yeah, and I think Sarah Beth is gonna figure this out because I think she's a pretty good player. She's not a perfect player, but I think she's smart and she understands stuff.
But she's on the wrong side of the numbers, and sort of the other side of the house is dwindling very quickly. So it might be at that point in the game where the numbers on the other side of the house are just not there anymore.
And this is one of the biggest problems for Sarah Beth, is that, and being so open about targeting Hannah, who is basically, she may be on the bottom end of the cookout, but she's on the end of the cookout. She has sort of gotten the attention of, I guess we could say, I don't know if she's necessarily the ringleader of the cookout, but Tiffany is by far one of the best players in the cookout.
Yeah, it's true.
You don't want Tiffany going after you, and now Kylan is like telling us like how difficult a spot he's in because he knows that Sarah Beth is now one of Tiffany's top targets, and he also knows he's working with Tiffany, and he also knows he's with the cookout, so it's like, if you're Kylan, what do you do?
Yeah, and Kylan and Sarah Beth are very close, and I'm sure he doesn't want her to go. It's, you know, when you really think about it for Kylan, does he want to be sitting against Tiffany at the end? No, nobody wants to sit with Tiffany at the end. They're all going to lose. Or do you want to sit with Sarah Beth at the end? You have a better chance of beating her.
I think the best thing that Sarah Beth can possibly do at this point is just stop talking about Hannah, and instead, how about you talk about the two that are in the HOH room all the time now because Christian is HOH? How about you be like, look at this showmance, everybody. Look how dangerous that is. Look, like Christian's won like 3 comps in a row.
Nobody wants to talk about that showmance.
I understand. I don't want to talk about the showmance either, but it's like they're in the game, and guess what? They're for sure taking each other to the final 2 because I don't think they know any other way.
I agree.
Okay, so...
Well, actually, I wonder if Alyssa might cut him.
Alyssa, if you cut him, I would give you so many more props. I don't know if it's a good move strategically or not at this point, but I just feel like you would at least be doing something, and I would appreciate that.
I would, Alyssa has done some stuff. It's just, I think Alyssa knows she can't sit against Christian at the end. Typically, showmances and the way that kind of falls out at the end. The women typically don't get to beat their partners if they get to the end or close to the end.
It is true. That does
and Christian has won a lot. So even if Alyssa ends up winning a lot, I don't know why it's always sort of unbalanced like this, where in showmances, the woman always gets screwed in it, no matter how much she actually does, or if she's actually holding the most weight and the most blood on her hands. It always plays out like that, where it's always like, oh, she rode his coattails to the end, but right now Alyssa hasn't done anything, so this is where we are.
I have to bring up an example, and because I promised that I would never actually mention his name on the channel ever again, I am just going to say Watermelon Man won the game, and he does not deserve to win at all, just because
Why are we talking about this?
Because it's a great example about how a guy in a showmance was able to win, even though by no means should he have won. Okay, I'm done. Not bringing that up. Anyway, let's just move on. Okay.
Let's move into the next thing.
We're moving into now
Nobody wants to talk about the Watermelon Man.
The cookout meeting between the guys yesterday, where they're all sort of talking about what their next targets are going to be. And sort of the plan here is maybe you have an Alyssa and Sarah Beth nomination. You get them on the block together, and then maybe Christian is a replacement, or maybe, I don't know, maybe he's a backdoor target or something else, depending on what happens.
They are running out of options.
They are running out of options.
Honestly, the other side of the house, outside the cookout, is almost non-existent.
Yeah. It's a really, really tricky sort of situation they're in, because then it's like, also, you've got, Kylan, and you've got, this whole royal flush nonsense, and it's like, how long do you want to keep up that, facade going in the game?
That is not going to be kept up for that much longer. It can't.
No, and I feel for Kylan, in these sort of meetings where he has to, pretend like he's okay with Sarah Beth going up on the block because he can't expose anything.
That's the right thing to do, and this is the thing that, unfortunately, Sarah Beth, she doesn't have all the information, so that's why I'm not sort of coming down on her hard for this. But that's what you have to do. Read the room. you can't just keep sort of like harping on something, and you can't fight for somebody too hard.
Okay, so we've waited long enough. We have to talk about Big Brother Love Island, which, okay, listen, this took way too long last. Okay, first there was like a makeup tutorial at some point during it.
Somebody come throw me off the roof,
okay.
please.
If I wanted to watch a makeup tutorial, I would just watch YouTube. Thank you very much.
That's right. There's lots of good ones out there.
Yeah, just for starters with that, then they all just like, they get some booze, they're drinking, they're dressing up, they're doing, also, if I wanted to watch Love Island, like, why wouldn't I just watch Love Island?
Correct.
Just throwing that out there. But anyway, usually this is the sort of nonsense that wouldn't matter in these videos at all, but here's the thing with it. Everybody, they've got on their, their nicer outfits. They're a little bit tipsy, and, you kind of let some inhibitions go a little bit.
And then people start to see that Kylan and Sarah Beth are kind of close.
They're talking too much, they're getting all, it's just, they're too chummy, and then it's all of a sudden, it's like, oh, what's going on over here? And, like, I think Kylan's gotten himself in a little bit of trouble with this overnight.
Yeah, it's tough. There's nothing else to do in this house except hang out with people. And then if you isolate yourself too much, that's a problem. But yeah, it's Kylan may be in a little bit of hot water here with that.
He's basically just given Tiffany, like, more license to go ahead and try to get rid of Sarah Beth.
Yep.
Get rid of somebody close to him and then try to act like it's not your fault. And then
right.
Kylan has nowhere else to go, right?
That's right.
All right.
Except into the arms of Tiffany. Come, Kylan, right?
Yes.
I don't mean that romantically.
No,
I mean alliance-wise. Oh, God.
Okay, well, I'll stop. Now, I think this video may have set the record for the most times we've gone off the rails within, like, a 17-minute span.
It's possible. If you're still with us, thank you.
Let us know in the comments what you guys want to see from here, and what do you think about Whitney's strategy? Is this going to work? Is this going to be awkwardly uncomfortable or hilarious? Let us know. Subscribe to the channel. Check out our other coverage of The Blacklist. I almost forgot everything else we're doing. American Horror Stories, Animal Kingdom. I'm delirious at this point. Power Book 3. Thank you, guys. We'll see you here next time.